My beloved child, stop for a moment. Do not rush past this. Do not treat this as another ordinary message appearing before your eyes. This did not come to you by accident. This moment was not random. Your heart was led here because there is something I need to speak into the deepest place of your soul. Before you clicked, before you listened, before you even understood why your spirit felt drawn to stay, I already knew. I knew the weight you were carrying. I knew the silent questions you had been hiding behind your smile. I knew the prayers you whispered when no one else was near. I knew the tears that touched your pillow in the dark hours of the night. When your strength was nearly gone, and your hope felt thin like a small flame trembling in the wind. My child, this is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment. I am calling you closer. I am asking you not to waste this sign, because you have been asking me for confirmation. You have asked me, Lord, are you still with me? You have asked me, do you still hear me? You have asked me, did I miss my chance? You have asked me, why has the door stayed closed for so long? And today, I am answering you with love. I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned you. I have not turned my face away from you. The silence you have been walking through is not my absence. The waiting season you have been enduring is not my rejection. The delay that has tested your faith is not proof that I have denied you. It is preparation, my beloved child. I have been working in places you cannot see. I have been moving in rooms you have not entered yet. I have been touching hearts you do not know about. I have been aligning steps, protecting timing, removing traps, closing wrong doors, and preparing one door that no hand of man will be able to shut. You are not behind. You are being hidden. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not rejected. You are being refined. There is a difference, my child, between being buried and being planted. A seed may sit in darkness for a season, but the darkness is not its grave. The soil presses around it, but the pressure does not destroy it. Hidden beneath the surface, something sacred begins to break open. What looked like silence was growth. What looked like isolation was protection. What looked like nothing happening was the beginning of new life. And so it has been with you. You thought you were buried by disappointment. You thought the pressure meant everything was ending. You thought the darkness meant I had left you alone. But I was planting you. I was covering you. I was strengthening roots that others could not see. Because the blessing I am bringing into your life cannot be carried by shallow faith. The promise I have prepared for you requires roots, deep roots, roots that do not panic when storms come, roots that do not pull away when people misunderstand you, roots that do not wither when the sun of testing grows hot. My child, you have been through more than many people know. You have carried emotional battles quietly. You have smiled while your heart was aching. You have encouraged others while needing encouragement yourself. You have kept walking even when your soul was tired. And I saw every step. I saw when you almost gave up. But something in you whispered, not yet. I saw when you wanted to walk away, but your spirit still reached for me. I saw when you felt unseen, overlooked, and undervalued. I saw when people misjudged you. I saw when they took your kindness for weakness. I saw when they used your heart and never apologized. I saw when you stayed silent because explaining your pain felt too exhausting. My beloved child, I saw it all, and I did not ignore it. Psalm 5:6-8 says that I keep account of your tears. Your tears were not wasted. They were not meaningless drops lost in the night. They were seeds watering a harvest you have not yet seen. Do not despise the tears. Do not be ashamed that you cried. Some tears are prayers too deep for words. Some tears are worship when the heart has no song left. Some tears are the language of a soul that still believes, even while trembling. You thought your tears meant weakness, but I saw surrender. You thought your trembling meant failure, but I saw faith fighting to breathe. You thought your brokenness disqualified you, but I saw a vessel I could fill. My child, I am not looking for perfection. I am looking for a heart that will return to me. And even now, as you listen, I am calling you back to peace. Not the kind of peace the world gives, not the kind of peace that depends on everything going well, not the kind of peace that disappears when the storm begins. I am giving you peace that can sit in the boat while the waves rise. Because I am still there. Remember this. The storm cannot sink the boat when I am in it. The wind may roar, the water may rise, the night may feel long, but my presence is stronger than the waves. My beloved child, you have been listening to too many voices that were never sent by me. The voice of fear told you it was over. The voice of shame told you that you were not enough. The voice of comparison told you that everyone else was ahead. The voice of regret told you that your past had ruined your future. The voice of the enemy whispered that I had forgotten your name. But I am speaking louder now. You are mine. You are chosen. You are loved. You are held. You are not too late. You are not too damaged. You are not too far away. You are not beyond my reach. Before you were formed, I knew you. Before people had an opinion about you, I had a purpose for you. Before life wounded you, I already prepared healing. Before the door closed, I had another door waiting in. My timing. Do not let what happened to you make you forget who called you. Do not let the rejection of people erase the approval of heaven. Do not let one painful season convince you that your whole story is cursed. My child, your story is not over. The chapter that made you cry is not the final chapter. The night that felt endless is not stronger than the dawn I am bringing. The desert you have been walking through is not your destination. It is a place of preparation. It is where I remove what cannot go with you. It is where I teach you to hear my voice without the noise. It is where I feed you in ways you did not expect. It is where I show you that even when the ground looks dry, my promise is still alive. Moses stood before the Red Sea. Before he saw the path open, he did not see a bridge. He did not see a boat. He did not see an army of helpers waiting with a solution. He saw water in front of him, danger behind him, and no visible way forward. But I was not late. I opened the sea at the exact time, not early, not according to human panic, not according to the fear of the crowd, but according to my divine timing. And I am telling you, my child, the same God who opened the sea for Moses can open a way for you. You may not see it yet. You may not understand how. You may not know who I will use, what door I will open, or what moment will become the turning point. But I know, and when I move, no barrier will be strong enough to stop me. If this word is touching your heart, come on, amen, my beloved child. I know you have been asking for a sign. You wanted proof that I still see you. You wanted something to remind you that your prayers did not fall into emptiness. You wanted me to show you whether to keep believing, whether to keep waiting, whether to keep walking. So hear me clearly. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to turn back. This is not the time to hand your heart over to despair. You are closer than you think. Closer to healing. Closer to breakthrough. Closer to the door opening. Closer to the answer. Closer to the restoration. Closer to the harvest that your tears have been watering. Galatians 6:9 reminds you not to grow weary in doing good. For in due season you will reap if you do not give up. My child, do not faint before the harvest. Do not let exhaustion make the decision that faith should make. Do not let one more difficult day convince you to abandon what I have been building for years. Sometimes the greatest attack comes right before the greatest breakthrough. Sometimes the enemy grows loud because he sees what you cannot see yet. Sometimes discouragement increases near the doorway because your destiny is closer than your feelings can understand. Do not be surprised that the battle has felt intense. Do not be surprised that old fears tried to return. Do not be surprised that distractions came when you were trying to pray. Do not be surprised that doubt knocked loudly when you were trying to believe. The enemy does not fight what is empty. He fights what carries purpose. And you, my child, carry purpose. There is a light inside you that darkness has tried to smother, but that small lamp still burns, even after disappointment, even after betrayal, even after long waiting, even after doors closed, even after nights of weeping. The flame is still there. It may feel small, but I can breathe upon a small flame and make it burn again. I do not need much to restore you. I can take a little faith and move a mountain. I can take a broken heart and make it whole. I can take a dry valley and fill it with life. I can take what others threw away and turn it into testimony. Do you remember Joseph? He was thrown into a pit by those who should have protected him. He was sold, falsely accused, forgotten in prison, and surrounded by circumstances that looked like the opposite of promise. If Joseph had judged my faithfulness by one chapter, he may have believed I had abandoned him. But the pit was not the end. The prison was not the end. The betrayal was not the end. The false accusation was not the end. I was working through what he could not understand. I was arranging a palace while he was still in chains. I was preparing influence while he was still hidden. I was teaching him wisdom in places that looked like delay, and in my timing. Joseph moved from the pit to the palace, not because people were faithful, but because I was, my beloved child. I am the same God. What hurt you will not have the final word. What delayed you will not define you. What people meant for harm, I can turn for good. You do not need revenge. You need trust. You do not need to prove yourself to everyone. You need to stay faithful to me. You do not need to force the door. You need to wait for the door I open. Because when I open a door, no one can shut it. Revelation 3:8 speaks of a door opened by my hand. And my child, there are doors. I am preparing for you that human rejection cannot cancel, envy cannot close, and delay cannot destroy. But I need your heart to be ready, not bitter, not hardened, not full of fear, not chained to yesterday. Ready to walk in obedience, ready to release what I never asked you to carry, ready to forgive, not because the wound did not matter, but because your freedom matters, ready to trust me again, even after disappointment, ready to believe that I still write beautiful endings. My child, some of the weight you are carrying was never assigned to you. You have been carrying the fear of what might happen. You have been carrying the pain of what already happened. You have been carrying the opinions of people who do not know the full story. You have been carrying guilt for things I already forgave. You have been carrying shame that my love already covered. Lay it down. Bring it to me. Do not carry it into the next season. A new door requires empty hands. If your hands are full of old pain, you will struggle to receive new grace. If your heart is full of bitterness, you will struggle to recognize my peace. If your mind is full of fear, you will struggle to hear my whisper. So breathe. My child, slow down. Let me touch the places you keep protecting. Let me speak into the memories that still ache. Let me heal what you learned to hide. You do not have to pretend with me. You do not have to be strong every moment. You do not have to explain your exhaustion. I already understand. Come to me as you are, with tired eyes, with shaking hands, with questions, with tears, with the pieces you do not know how to put back together. I am not afraid of your brokenness. I am not disappointed by your weakness. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I know how to restore what life has crushed. My beloved child, you were chosen not because you never fell, but because my grace is able to lift you. You were chosen not because your path was easy, but because I knew I could walk with you through every valley. You were chosen not because people understood you, but because I understood you before anyone else had the chance to misunderstand you. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because my love is perfect. Right? Don't skip if you feel I am speaking to you. My child, listen carefully. There are some things you must stop calling failure. You call it failure when a relationship ended, but I call it protection. You call it failure when the door closed, but I call it redirection. You call it failure when the plan changed, but I call it mercy. You call it failure when you were delayed, but I call it divine timing. You call it failure when people walked away, but I call it making room. You do not always understand what I am doing while I am doing it. John 1:37 reminds you that what you do not understand now, you will understand later. Later. My child, not always today, not always in the middle of the ache, not always while tears are still fresh, but later. You will look back and see my hand. You will see why I did not let that door open. You will see why that relationship could not go with you. You will see why the waiting was necessary. You will see why I slowed you down. You will see why I asked you to trust me when nothing made sense. My ways are higher than your ways. My timing is not punishment. My silence is not neglect. My preparation is not rejection. There are blessings that would have crushed you if I gave them too early. There are rooms that would have distracted you if you entered before your heart was anchored. There are connections that would have drained you if I allowed them to stay. There are opportunities that looked good, but would have pulled you away from me. So I protected you, even when you cried, even when you did not understand, even when you thought I was withholding. I was protecting the promise. I was protecting your soul. I was protecting the future version of you that had not yet been formed. My beloved child, I have loved you through every version of yourself. The version that prayed with strong faith, the version that doubted, the version that worshipped with tears, the version that felt numb, the version that made mistakes, the version that came back ashamed, the version that wondered if I still wanted you. Yes, my child, I still want you. My love is not fragile. It does not collapse because you struggled. It does not disappear because you questioned. It does not weaken because you were tired. My love has held you even when you did not know how to hold yourself. That is why you are still here. Not because life was easy, not because people always stayed, not because every prayer was answered the way you expected. You are still here because my hand kept you. You are still breathing because my mercy covered you. You are still listening because there is still a call upon your life, and I am not finished with you. Do not measure my faithfulness by what is missing today. Measure it by every time I carried you when you had no strength. Measure it by every danger I kept you from. Measure it by every unseen battle I fought for you. Measure it by every morning you woke up when despair tried to pull you under. Measure it by the fact that your heart still responds when I call, my child. That is grace, and grace is still speaking over you. Grace says, come home. Grace says, begin again. Grace says, you are not condemned. Grace says, there is still time. Grace says, I can restore. Grace says, I can make all things new. Do not run from me because you feel unworthy. Run to me because you are loved. Do not hide because you are wounded. Come closer because I am your healer. Do not delay because you are ashamed. I already know, and I am still calling you, my child, my beloved child. I need you to understand something about the season you are entering. This is not merely about receiving a blessing. This is about becoming ready for what you asked me to bring. You asked for open doors, so I taught you patience. You asked for peace, so I showed you what needed to be surrendered. You asked for healing, so I touched the wound instead of only covering it. You asked for purpose, so I allowed some distractions to fall away. You asked for strength, so I trained you in hidden places. You asked for faith, so I taught you to trust me without seeing everything. It was not easy. I know it was not easy. But my child, gold is refined by fire. The fire did not come to destroy the gold. It came to reveal it. The pressure did not come to erase you. It came to strengthen what was real. The storm did not come to cancel your destiny. It came to show you that your foundation must be in me. You have been refined. You have been stretched. You have been humbled. You have been emptied of things that once controlled you. And now, I am filling you again with peace, with courage, with wisdom, with discernment, with hope, with a deeper hunger for my presence. You may not feel fully restored yet, but healing has already begun. You may not see the harvest yet, but the seed is already growing. You may not hear the answer clearly yet, but heaven is not silent. The divine clock is moving. The appointed time is approaching, and I am never early, never late, never confused, and never powerless. My timing is holy. When the world says, it is too late, I can say, now. When people say, there is no way, I can open one. When your mind says, I cannot continue, my spirit says, I will carry you. When the enemy says, you are finished, Isai, you are being renewed. My child, do not agree with despair. Do not partner with fear. Do not rehearse the lies that wounded you. Speak truth over your heart. Sai, God is still with me. Sai, God has not forgotten me. Sai, this delay is not rejection. Sai, my tears are watering a harvest. Sai, the door God opens cannot be closed. Sai, I will not give up now. Your words matter. My child, do not use your mouth to bury what I am trying to resurrect. Do not speak death over a season I am preparing to breathe upon. Do not curse the soil where I planted you. Bless me in the waiting. Trust me in the silence. Follow me in the uncertainty. I am leading you. Even when the path feels narrow, I am near you. Even when the night feels long, I am holding you. Even when your faith feels small, do you remember Elijah? Even Elijah, my prophet, sat under the broom tree, exhausted and wanted to give up. He had seen my power, yet still became weary. He felt alone. He felt afraid. He felt as though he had nothing left to pour out. But I did not shame him. I did not scold his exhaustion. I sent nourishment. I let him rest. I strengthened him for the journey ahead. My child, if Elijah could feel tired and still be used by me, then your exhaustion does not disqualify you. Rest in my presence. Eat the bread of my word. Drink the water of my peace. Let me restore your soul before you continue the journey. You do not need to prove that you are strong by refusing rest. Sometimes obedience looks like standing. Sometimes obedience looks like walking. And sometimes, obedience looks like lying down in my care and letting me renew you. I am not asking you to carry everything alone. I am asking you to trust the one who carries you. Comment, God loves you, to remind another soul they are not forgotten. My beloved child, there are people who will not understand your calling. They may see your tears, but not your prayer. They may see your waiting, but not your preparation. They may see your silence, but not your surrender. They may see your struggle, but not the strength it took to survive. Do not build your identity from their limited view. David was overlooked by people who should have seen him. When the prophet came to anoint a king, David was not even brought into the room at first. He was in the field, unseen by his family, doing ordinary work. But heaven knew where he was. The oil did not miss him. The calling found him. The anointing reached the one people overlooked. My child, you may feel left in the field right now, You may feel like others were invited into rooms while you were forgotten outside. You may feel like your gifts are unnoticed. You may feel like your faithfulness has been hidden, but I know where you are. The oil will not miss you. The door will not miss you. The promise will not miss you. What I have assigned to your life will find you in my timing. You do not need to force yourself into rooms I have not opened. You do not need to beg for a seat at tables where I have not placed you. You do not need to chase validation from people who cannot recognize what I put in you. Stay faithful in the field. Stay faithful in the hidden place. Stay faithful when no one claps. Stay faithful when no one understands. Stay faithful when the work feels small, because I see, and what I bless in secret, I can reveal in public, but I must warn you gently. My child, do not let the blessing become your God. Do not love the open door more than the one who opened it. Do not seek the miracle more than my presence. Do not want the promise so badly that you stop trusting the promiser. Matthew 6:3 teaches you to seek first my kingdom and my righteousness. Everything else must come beneath that. Keep me first. Before the breakthrough, after the breakthrough, in the waiting, in the receiving, in the valley, on the mountain, when prayers feel unanswered, when answers begin to arrive, keep me first, because the greatest blessing is not what I place in your hands. It is my presence within your life. I can give you peace in a room where nothing has changed yet. I can give you joy before the door opens. I can give you strength while the battle is still visible. I can give you rest before the answer arrives. That is why I am drawing you closer, not merely to give you what you want, but to give you more of myself. There are things I am healing in you that no outside success could fix. There are wounds from childhood. There are words spoken over you that still echo. There are betrayals that made you cautious. There are disappointments that made you afraid to hope again. There are prayers that seemed unanswered, and they made you wonder whether hope was dangerous. But my child, hope in me does not shame you. Romans 8:1-8 reminds you that the sufferings of this present time cannot compare with the glory that will be revealed. You have not seen the full picture yet. You have only seen fragments. A closed door, a long night, a painful goodbye, a silent season, a hard lesson. But I see the whole tapestry. I see how mercy has been woven through the sorrow. I see how wisdom has been formed through the waiting. I see how compassion has grown from your wounds. I see how your testimony will one day strengthen someone who is sitting in the same darkness you once survived. My child, nothing is wasted in my hands. Not the tears, not the waiting, not the betrayal, not the loneliness, not the delay, not the closed door, not even the mistake you regret. When surrendered to me, broken pieces can become holy ground. Do not hide your scars from me. Let me turn them into testimony. Let me use what hurt you to help heal others. Let me take the ashes and bring beauty. Let me take the mourning and bring oil of joy. Let me take the heaviness and give you a garment of praise. Your pain will not be your permanent address. Your wilderness will not be your final home. Your night will not last forever. Dawn is coming, and not just any dawn. A dawn marked by my faithfulness. A dawn that reminds you I was working all along. A dawn that makes you whisper. Now I understand why God told me not to give up. My beloved child, hold on, not to fear, not to the past, not to people who keep pulling you backward. Hold on to me. Hold on to my word. Hold on to the quiet conviction that I am still doing what I promised. There are answers already moving toward you. There are people I am preparing to help you. There are divine connections forming beyond your awareness. There are resources being aligned. There are delays being lifted. There are chains being broken. There are patterns ending. There are doors preparing to open. But as you wait, I am also preparing you to walk through those doors with humility, wisdom, and peace. I do not want you to enter the new season with the old fear. I do not want you to receive the blessing while still believing you are unworthy. I do not want you to step into restoration while still wearing shame like a garment. So I am speaking identity over you. You are my beloved child. You are not what they called you. You are not what happened to you. You are not the worst thing you did. You are not the door that closed. You are not the rejection you endured. You are not the delay you survived. You are mine. And because you are mine, there is hope because you are mine. There is mercy because you are mine. There is restoration because you are mine. There is protection because you are mine. There is a future. Do not be afraid. I am going before you. I am walking beside you. I am guarding behind you. You are surrounded more than you realize. When anxiety rises, breathe. And remember, I am near. When memories hurt, breathe. And remember, I am healer. When fear speaks, breathe. And remember, I am faithful. When the path seems unclear, breathe. And remember, I am guide. When the night feels long, breathe. And remember, I am the dawn. My child, I know you want to see everything at once. You want the full map. You want dates. You want explanations. You want certainty. But I often lead step by step. A lamp does not show the whole road at once. It gives enough light for the next step. And I am giving you enough light to keep walking. Take the next step in obedience. Make the next prayer in faith. Release the next burden. Forgive the next wound. Close the next door that I have told you to leave. Open your heart to the next instruction. Do not despise the small step. Small obedience can unlock great movement. One prayer can shift your atmosphere. One act of surrender can break a chain. One moment of faith can become the turning point. One decision to trust me again can change the direction of your life. My beloved child, this is your sign. Not a sign to panic, not a sign to chase, not a sign to force, a sign to return. Return to prayer, return to faith, return to peace, return to my presence, return to the truth that I have not forgotten you. Do not waste this sign by listening and then going back to the same fear. Do not waste this sign by nodding your head while holding tightly to the same bitterness. Do not waste this sign by receiving comfort, but refusing surrender. This message is not just meant to touch your emotions. It is meant to awaken your faith. It is meant to call you higher. It is meant to remind you that you are chosen. But chosen people must also trust, obey, and endure. I am not calling you to a life without storms. I am calling you to walk with me through storms and discover that my voice is stronger than thunder. I am not calling you to a life without waiting. I am calling you to wait with hope because my timing is perfect. I am not calling you to a life without tears. I am calling you to trust that I can turn tears into harvest. I am not calling you to a life without battles. I am calling you to remember that the battle belongs to me. My child, your miracle may not always look the way you expected. Sometimes the miracle is a door opening. Sometimes it is a door closing. Sometimes it is a relationship restored. Sometimes it is courage to release what was never meant to stay. Sometimes it is financial provision. Sometimes it is peace after years of anxiety. Sometimes it is healing in your body. Sometimes it is healing in your mind. Sometimes it is the quiet return of joy. Sometimes it is waking up and realizing you no longer feel chained to what once broke you. Do not limit me to your imagination. I am able to do more than you ask or think. But I need you to stop believing that I am small. Stop shrinking me down to the size of your circumstances. Stop measuring my power by your past disappointments. Stop assuming that because it has not happened yet, it cannot happen. I am God. I can move suddenly. I can restore deeply. I can heal completely. I can provide unexpectedly. I can open what has been shut. I can breathe life into what looked dead. I can bring rivers into wilderness and streams into dry ground. And I can do it in your life. Yes, my child, in your life, not only for others, not only for people you admire, not only for those who seem stronger, cleaner, more spiritual, or more qualified. My mercy is reaching for you. My love is speaking to you. My hand is extended toward you. Take it. Trust me again. Right, I receive it, if you are ready to trust me again. My beloved child, as this message reaches the quiet places within you, let your heart become still. You do not need to have all the answers tonight. You do not need to solve everything in one breath. You do not need to carry tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. I am already there. I am in the day you fear. I am in the conversation you dread. I am in the decision you do not know how to make. I am in the room you have not entered. I am in the future you are anxious about. And I am not afraid. So why should you live as though you are alone? Give me your worry. Give me your plans. Give me your pain. Give me the names of those who hurt you. Give me the memories that still burn. Give me the dreams you are afraid to hope for again. Give me the questions you cannot answer. Give me the tired part of you that keeps saying, I cannot do this anymore. And let me answer, you do not have to do this alone. I am with you. I am for you. I am within reach. My child, I am sending peace over your mind right now. Peace over the thoughts that race. Peace over the fear that rises. Peace over the wounds that still ache. Peace over the decisions ahead. Peace over your home. Peace over your body. Peace over your future. Peace over your sleep. Peace over the places where you have felt unsafe, unseen, and unheard. Let my peace settle like morning light over a field after a long night. Let it touch the corners of your heart. Let it quiet the storm inside you. Let it remind you that you are held. You have been asking whether the next chapter will be different. I am telling you, walk with me. And it will be, not because life will suddenly become perfect, but because you will not walk the same way anymore. You will walk with deeper trust. You will walk with clearer discernment. You will walk with lighter hands. You will walk with a healed heart. You will walk knowing that every closed door is not a curse. You will walk knowing that every delay is not denial. You will walk knowing that my love is not fragile. You will walk knowing that I still speak. You will walk knowing that I still guide. You will walk knowing that I still restore. And when you look back, you will see that I was there in the shadows. I was there when you cried. I was there when you waited. I was there when you wondered. I was there when you almost quit. I was there when you felt forgotten. I was there when the enemy tried to convince you that your story had ended. I was there all along. My beloved child, do not leave this moment the same way you entered it. Leave with your head lifted. Leave with your heart softened. Leave with your faith breathing again. Leave with the quiet certainty that heaven has not ignored you. Leave knowing that the God who called you is still holding you. The door is not closed forever. The night is not endless. The seed is not dead. The tears are not wasted. The desert is not your grave. The storm is not your master. The fire is not your destruction. The delay is not rejection. The silence is not absence. And your pain is not the end of your story. I am making a way. I am restoring what was broken. I am healing what was wounded. I am preparing what you cannot see. I am opening what no one can shut. I am strengthening what almost gave up. I am calling you deeper. I am calling you closer. I am calling you home. My child, you were chosen not to live trapped in fear, not to be ruled by the past, not to let the enemy steal your hope, not to waste the signs I send. You were chosen to walk in. My love, chosen to carry my light, chosen to become a testimony, chosen to rise after the night, chosen to trust me when you cannot trace me, chosen to believe that I am still good. So rest now, take a deep breath, let your shoulders loosen, let your heart be still. You are not alone in this room. In this season, or in this life, I am with you. I have heard you, I have seen you, I have kept you, and I am still working. May my peace cover you. May my love heal you. May my wisdom guide you. May my strength lift you. May my presence remind you that you are never forgotten. Go forward, my beloved child, not with fear, not with shame, not with despair. Go forward with faith, because the chapter ahead is not empty. It is being written by my hand, and what I write over your life cannot be erased by the darkness you survived. I love you. I am near, and I am not finished with you yet.